What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to tackle the CTS-V Strut. If you guys caught my last video on everything is broken, well, you know that the CTS-V has a leaky strut, so we are going to replace it today. If you guys didn't catch that video, I will link it up here above, but let's get started because we got the strut in. Now, I got this from Amazon. It is way cheaper than what I could go to my local dealer and pick it up for. So that is where I got it. And of course, I will list the part number below. It is side specific, so there's a right and a left for the rear. And well, we are replacing the passenger side rear. So I will list the part number, like I said, down below with the correct number for the correct part. But the very first thing we're going to do, guys, is we have to get the rear seat loose. So we are going to take the bolts out from the top here. There are 4 bolts, or 4 nuts actually, that spin on there. We're going to take those off first, and then we'll move to the inside of the car. Now, as I said, we're going to take these 4 loose. It's just 4 10mm nuts, and you're going to need a deep socket, obviously, because there's quite a bit of stud sticking out of the top side. And once we get those out of the way, then we will move to the inside of the car. Once we get those 10mm out, those 4 10mm, we need to pop the bottom seat out of the way, which it just pulls straight up, and then we'll be able to slide it back. Okay, so obviously we're gonna have to vacuum back here. I bought this car used, and apparently a bunch of people have been in this back seat and just threw a bunch of nasty trash down here. So we're gonna get that vacuumed out, which is kind of crazy because the rest of the car seems really clean. So it's just crazy to me that this would be that dirty under there. But anyway, we're gonna vacuum it out real quick, and then once we get it vacuumed out, we're gonna take these 15mm loose that are on the bottom of the top portion of the seat. So now that the seat's folded out of the way, we have access to what we are needing to get to, which is the nuts on the top side of the strut for this side. So all we have to do, I'm going to go ahead and take this pin out, this plastic clip, and this plastic clip, just so I have a little more room to swing my wrench. But we are to the access point, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove those 2 things, and then we will get it off the ground, take the wheel off, and we'll talk about the next step. Now we've got it jacked up. Always make sure you put something in front of the front wheels. Obviously, if you're jacking up the rear of the vehicle, it could roll off, so make sure you get something in the front of the wheels. But now we're going to get the wheel off, and then we'll be able to have access to that strut. Now we need to remove the clip on the top here. Now there's a little black keeper that keeps this clip into place, and it just pops off. That's it there. And you should just be able to push this now and lift straight up. Now that that's out of the way, you can go ahead and take the 13mm that hold the strut into place out, and then we'll go to the bottom. Once you have everything loose on the top side, I'm going to go ahead and move to the bottom. Now it is a 13/16 on the bottom side. If you guys remember, I did put a nut on the other side because I stripped the end of the strut. So the nut itself, I'm not going to be reusing because I stripped. The nut is welded onto the actual strut itself. So the new one won't have any issues. I think the old one was stripped when I took it off, like it'd been replaced before. But take this 13/16 out. Now we should be able to go ahead and get the strut out of the way. Well, we have the new strut ready to go into place. You want to make sure that if you're replacing both sides, make sure that you're putting the right one on the right side. As you can see, this one lines up, and they are, like I said, side specific. So I will list the part numbers as I stated earlier down below. That way you're make sure to get the right one. So let's put this one back into place. I am going to leave this piece here just so nothing drops in while I'm putting it into place. Now, if you noticed, I grabbed another jack just so I could get this lined up where it needs to be. And now we need to put it back together, starting with the bottom. Now that we got that tight one snug, we're gonna go ahead and tighten these down, and these get torqued to 18 foot-pounds, and the bottom one's going to get torqued to 111 foot-pounds. So we're gonna start up top here, tight or snug these down, then we're gonna torque them, and then we'll go back to the bottom and torque it up. Now that those top ones are torqued down to 18 foot-pounds, we need to go ahead and torque this one to 111. Now that we got the bottom torqued, I went ahead and put my black plastic piece back into place, and we just need to snap this on. Make sure that you're going down straight and try to pull it just to make sure it's secure, and we are finished. Now we just need to put stuff back together. Well guys, we have everything back together, back on the ground. The last thing we need to do is torque the wheel to 140 foot-pounds. Now, if you took multiple struts off, you need to make sure that you do that all the way around, but let's get this torqued down. We will jump in the car and make sure we don't have any lights. Now, one of the things I wanted to do is to fire it up and make sure there's no codes, nothing flashing on the dash, everything's plugged in like it's supposed to. And then we will drive it down the road and make sure we don't have any issues as far as the way it rides or any noises in the back. Well, I've been driving it around now for about, I don't know, 15 minutes, and everything is working like it should. The touring setting, the sports setting, everything is working on the dash. No lights, no creaks, no rattles, no anything to worry me that something's not right. So everything is looking good, guys, and that is just another thing checked off my list of things to do. Now we need to move on to the Corvette, but that'll be another video. Obviously, I'm not going to be messing with that today, but this is one of the things I wanted to get done, and now I just need to take it to the alignment shop, and I'm not going to show you guys that because, well, frankly, that's boring, and I don't know if they want cameras in there, but I take it to a local place, and they do a great job, so I need to check, try to set up an appointment with them. But hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, smash that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, go down, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell icon. That way you're notified every time we drop a new video. And, well, stay tuned to see, well, what we work on or fix next.